So hi Tim, such a pleasure catching up with you. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Tell us a little bit about you and your role at Southampton.
So I'm Tim Norman. I'm head of the School of Electronics and Computer Science at the University of Southampton, and I'm a professor of computer science myself.
What makes computer science education so unique at Southampton University?
I think what makes it particularly unique is that our underpinning research investigates everything from the nanoscale of electronics through to how humans interact with computers. And that really informs our education so that the students we teach in computer science have a good understanding and appreciation of the electronics and the devices that underpin what they're doing.
So why has this human-machine interaction become so important now?
Computing is so pervasive. Systems are so pervasive. People are interacting with AI chatbots. How these systems and these technologies support what people do is essentially what we're interested in. Computer science's purpose is to enhance the way we operate as a society.
So I would imagine the kind of careers Southampton students are getting into must be very varied, different kind of organizations. What kind of careers are they getting into now?
A whole variety. So for example, some of the students I've worked with most closely, one has now got a position at a bank. There are companies like Arm, Microsoft, Google that we work closely with and our graduates have been employed by. So there's very much the tech sector, but there's a whole raft of other sectors, retail, banking, etc., where they really demand our graduates because they need that deep understanding of computer science, how to develop systems and how to have impact through that.
And what kind of learning innovations do they experience while they study at Southampton? The kind of pedagogy, for example, or the labs.
One of the things that we've worked on over the last couple of years is how to bring all the different aspects of computer science that we're teaching the students, whether it be the sort of mathematical underpinning, the programming, networks and security, but bring them all together in a practical module across the whole year where the students can really understand how all the things fit together.
What kind of advice would you give a prospective student who's wanting to apply to the University of Southampton in Delhi?
What you can expect is that the people teaching you are people who are experts in that area, who are advancing the field. And because they are doing that, they can bring that research into the education and they can talk about the relevance of what the students are learning to the future of computing.
Why is research, even at the undergrad level, very important for a student to engage in?
It's about problem solving and it's about being able to address a completely new, unseen problem and really apply their technical expertise and knowledge to it. And you can only do that through the more project-based, individual working, one-to-one with an academic on a specific project. So that really gives our students those sorts of skills. We also want them to work together. So it's not just individual projects, but how do you work as a team, whether it be a development team, including how you evaluate and test the technologies that you're developing.
And I would assume it influences positively employability of the student as well, right? When they do research.
Certainly. Yes. I mean, and what I find remarkable is so many of our students go off over the summer to work in companies on internships and come back with new experiences and new learning that is going to enhance their education. So there's a lot of demand for our students. Enabling students to go on internships over the summer gives those companies a way to encourage them to be employed by them rather than some other organisation.
There's a major pent-up demand for computer science learning, education in India. There is demand, but at the same time, there is, on the other side, a lot of cutting-edge areas such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, fintech. These are all areas where you require a certain kind of a graduate to work in. Where do we fill that gap?
I think one of the things that we do well is to integrate cutting-edge research into our undergraduate programs. AI machine learning is one of the areas of research that Southampton is very well known for. So these are the sorts of knowledge and understanding that is coming into our undergraduate programs, which is really going to prepare our students for employment in the new world with generative AI and these sorts of tools available.
We were speaking, some time back on the kind of areas that Southampton excels in. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, and the kind of areas in research that Southampton is unique globally?
Responsible AI is one of the things that we are particularly known for. So Southampton is the host of the UK hub in responsible AI that brings together many institutions across Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and England in research collaborations. The Responsible AI hub is also developing international links, including in India, in Singapore, in North America, etc., so that we can build a global research network looking at how we can develop AI in a responsible way to benefit society.
I've always been speaking to colleagues back in India, other institutions. They've spoken about cybersecurity, they've spoken about wireless communications as being areas of prominence at Southampton.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
We're very well known in terms of wireless communications, and actually that's one area in which AI is applied. So one of the particular areas of expertise is in the use of machine learning and optimization techniques to develop 5G, 6G, next generation wireless communications. And some of our research has had significant economic impact with major spin-out companies from the school and the research that we do. Certainly wireless communications and also semiconductors, so the school within Southampton is very broad. It's not just computer science. Certainly AI, as I mentioned. There are opportunities for collaboration in cybersecurity, blockchain, those sorts of areas of research. We have a very large digital health and biomedical engineering research group. So there's a whole variety of points of contact and potential international collaborations with Southampton.
This question, I'm sure, has been asked a number of times to you, this whole idea of where are we heading with respect to computer science education. So where do you see computer science education in the next 5-10 years?
I think we're seeing a new era in education, in higher education, across the piece, in fact, with new tools that are coming out of computer science that is really shifting the landscape. We need to think about how our students are going to utilize generative AI tools as part of their learning and as part of their future careers, and how we ensure that they have a full appreciation of what these tools are good for and what they're not good for, how to criticize the outputs of those tools and how they integrate into education. And I think from a computer science perspective, I think what's really important is to provide our graduates with a deeper understanding of these tools and how they can be applied and integrated into broader systems. I think that's a real challenge in the next few years.
The softwares might change, but at the same time, how do you analyze problems? How do you, work on solutions, create impact? That fundamentally will remain constant.
So those problem-solving skills and the ability to critically evaluate alternatives and design good, effective solutions. One example is the quality of the labs and the facilities that the students will have. Electronics and engineering really informs our computer science degree program. So we get our students to use testing and measurement equipment to understand electronic systems and circuits, and that provides us a good understanding of hardware that's underpinning the software that they're developing.
What would be that one piece of advice, to a prospective student who's looking to apply at University of Southampton in Delhi? What kind of advice would you want to give him or her?
It's the advice I always give our students when they start first year. Work hard, but enjoy yourself. It's one of the biggest and most enjoyable experiences of your life as a student. I know my 2 kids are at university at the moment and they're really loving it. But they're also working hard. I'm making sure they're making sure of that. So yes, work hard and have loads of fun.